Hey there, amazing artist. Mrs. Hales here with day 2 of our Kahn inspired landscape paintings or drawings. Paintings and drawings. Mixed media art, we'll call it. We are today, if you didn't paint your background last week, don't worry about it. You can paint it at the end of class today. So the first thing we're going to do today is add some color. I would prefer that you use oil pastels, but if you don't have oil pastels, crayons are totally fine. If you're at home and you wanted to try using markers, that is a more vibrant, rich color choice. So you could always try using markers. The worst thing that could happen is you hate it and you have to start over. So whatever medium you have that you would like to use is fine. But if you're at school, I would prefer if you use oil pastels. When you color with oil pastels, watch what I do in my video. Watch the technique of how I'm applying the oil pastels to my paper. I'm trying to use little tiny circles. And I tried to keep that consistent. That it just keeps it makes your work look more cohesive, like it's all the same work. And when people look at your work, their eye reads it the same. If you have some circles and some big, really big straight lines, and then you have some circles, and then you leave some white space, when people look at your work, they're like, it's just confusing. So try to use the same technique for coloring, be it long straight lines or little circles, or if you go side to side, whatever you're doing, try to keep it consistent. I also want you to think about what colors you're using. Kahn used a lot of really bright colors. Like I noticed that he used a lot of purple and pink and yellow and lime green together, and that makes a beautiful color combination. So you could pick those 4 colors and use them. You might want to throw some white in there to blend your colors in some areas. This painting has a similar color scheme, even though it doesn't have any trees, but he threw in this really great turquoise or aqua color. How does Kahn do this with color, make them look so beautiful together? Well, we know that violet is across from yellow on the color wheel. So violet and yellow are complementary colors. They complement each other. They're going to look great together. That's what a compliment is. When you say to me, Miss Hales, I love your outfit today, that's a compliment. And so those colors are going to make each other's pop. Red violet and lime green or yellow green are across from each other. So if he lightens up his violet with white or a little pink and then puts yellow green in his picture, then he knows that that picture is going to work. Those colors are going to work together. Now what he's done in this picture is pick colors that are close to each other or next to each other on the color wheel. For example, he's got red, yellow, and orange together, and a lot of different variations of red, yellows, and oranges, and then he's got some pink in there. And all those colors are warm, and they're all gonna look like a color family or look good together. So let's take a look at this painting. What color is across from blue on the color wheel? Right, orange. So he's got blue and orange in there, but he's also got blue, violet, and yellow orange in there. And he's got a really, really pale yellow at the top. And he threw in some reds in there a little bit as well. And he balances out the really light white color at the top with the really dark, dark blue at the bottom. So let's be thoughtful about our color combination choices. Either pick your favorite colors and work with those together, or pick colors that you know are gonna look great together because you've studied them on the color wheel. The first section that I'm going to color with little tiny circles is the foreground, or that small piece at the bottom. And you can see me working those little tiny circles all the way across. Remember, it's totally fine to peel off your paper, off the oil pastel. You want to peel it off a little bit at a time because the paper does help keep the oil pastel from breaking. So if you can just peel off a little bit of it at a time, do that. I'm going to color in a little bit of this next section at the bottom because I can see a little bit of the ground on this layer behind my foreground piece. So I'm going to color in a little bit of this, a darker green, and then I'm going to start coloring my trees. I really like the light aqua with the yellow and the violet color scheme that he used, so I'm going to do that a little bit. This is a little bit of aqua that I've gone next to and over with a little bit of yellow. And I'm going to put a little bit of a darker turquoise down, and now I'm going to go over that darker turquoise a little bit with the light aqua color that I have. Again, if you don't have that light aqua color, you could just use white. Now I want my blobby leaves to be violet. And so I'm going to color in with little tiny violet circles. And I'm trying really hard to keep my pressure consistent and to keep my circles about the same size. I'm going to fade to pink, and I'm going to layer that pink right over the purple where they meet. And I'm going to do the same thing with yellow. And then I went over all of the top part with a little bit of white. That's all I've got for you today, 4th grade. Enjoy coloring these and go crazy with the color choices that you're using. This is your time to be creative and try wacky color combinations, and make things that you don't normally see in nature. So have fun, and I will see you next class.